What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So we're going to take a look at Josh Hawley, Senator Josh Hawley. He's going to talk about the $1,200 stimulus check and why it's necessary. And so we'll play that clip. Actually, there's two clips. We're going to play both of those clips. And then I want to talk a little bit about where we are when it comes to the stimulus package right now. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is the government shutdown. So we will not be having a government shutdown. So that's good, at least not tonight. So we have 2 more days. They did a stopgap measure where they've continued it on till the end of Sunday. So they have until Sunday to come up with this deal, stimulus package, and the budget. If they can come up with that deal and start voting on it, then we can move forward. If they can't, then guess what? We're going to have a government shutdown on Monday. So that's kind of where we are right now. And you had Josh Hawley, you had Bernie Sanders, you even had Chuck Schumer come out for a $1,200 stimulus check. And so what's important to note, they want to do a separate bill. So have a separate bill just for stimulus checks. And so that would be about $300 billion. Maybe you can take out the $600 stimulus check that's in the current proposal and then just have a $1,200 stimulus check per individual and $500 per kid. So that's what they want to do at this point, and that's why they're coming on the floor. Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders, they're coming on the floor because they want an up or down vote. Can we get stimulus checks for the American people? But that's where we are right now. We're pretty much going to be waiting until Sunday. Something has to happen on Sunday. If nothing happens on Sunday, then we have that government shutdown. So we're going to have to see some movement. Some voting is going to have to happen on Sunday. Now, as far as Saturday, probably not much is going to happen on Saturday. But I will keep you posted, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll keep you posted if there's anything that comes up. I'll definitely be here letting you know what's going on. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and a listen to Josh Hawley. Here we go.
I am here on behalf of the millions of working people in this country who are out of time, who are out of luck, and who are just about out of hope. I'm here on behalf of the millions of working people who have borne the worst of this pandemic, the people who got sent home back in March and April and May when other businesses got to stay open, when companies like Amazon and Facebook were making billions of dollars. These are the workers who lost their jobs, the workers who lost their pay, the workers who said, too bad for you. These are the people who right now are missing shifts at work to try to care for kids who are distance learning because of COVID, who are trying to care for a relative who may be sick. These are the people who are always asked to make it work, who are always asked to hold it together. And you know what, Mr. President? They do. These are proud people, the working people of our nation. These are strong people. These are the people who have rallied to this nation's defense in every hour of need, in every moment of danger, who have sent their sons and daughters to go fight our wars, who have given their time and their talents and their treasure at every opportunity for this nation. And now, Mr. President, they're in need. They're the backbone of this nation, and now they are in crisis. I'm talking about the 8 million Americans who have fallen into poverty since this summer. 12 million families, working families, who are now behind on their rent. The 35% of working families in America who've had to go ask for food assistance in the last couple of months because of this pandemic. Those are the people I'm talking about. I'm talking about people like Susan, who's a single mother, working mother from my state, Northeast Missouri is where she lives. She wrote to me the other day that she's trying to homeschool her kids who are home because of COVID. Of course, she doesn't have internet because she's in a rural part of the state, so she doesn't have broadband. She's trying to feed her family. She's trying to stay up with her job, but she's got to miss shifts at work because she's got kids at home whom she's trying to homeschool and supervise. Now she's fallen behind on her rent. She told me, and these are her words, I'm not asking for a handout. I'm just asking for a chance to get back on my feet. You know, earlier this week, a friend of mine was down in southeast Missouri, the boot heel of Missouri, a town called Charleston, helping distribute food to families in need. He said that there were 30 church groups, 30, who lined up to come get food for their congregations, and over 60 families. This is a small town, Mr. President. Over 60 families who stood in line. And as they were loading food into the trunks of people's cars, many of them were crying. What these people ask for, what these Americans ask for, is not for government to solve all their problems. It's not for government to give them a handout. It's a chance to get back on their feet, a chance to provide for themselves, a chance to recover when they have been asked, again, to sacrifice so much. And that is why the least this body can do is to provide direct relief to every working American who needs it. What we did back in March, that every senator voted for, $1,200 for every working individual, $2,400 for working couples, $500 for kids and dependents. It's the least that we can do. It should be the first thing that we can do. And as these negotiations drag on and on, fixated and focused and hung up on who knows what issues, let's start with this. Let's send a message to working families that they're first, not last.
And see, that's a good point. The people should be first. And we've been saying this. I've been saying this for a very long time. The people should be first. If you have this separate bill, get this done. Some of that other stuff, okay, you guys can continue to argue, and you're going to have politicians that on both sides that are going to say, no, I want this, no, I want that. I think I hope most politicians want to help the American people. And so, up or down vote. Do you want it or not? And if you don't, we want to know why you don't want it. Simple as that.
That they are the most important consideration, not some afterthought. Let's send that message today. Surely we can agree that the working people of this country deserve relief. And if we're going to spend hundreds of billions of dollars on bailing out this, that, and the other, surely we could start with reasonable, modest relief to the working people in need in this nation.
Modest relief. Let's not forget $1,200 stimulus checks. What happened in the CARES Act? $1,200 stimulus checks. That's all they're asking for now. $1,200 stimulus checks, and we have politicians saying, oh, that's too much. And these are some of the same politicians that were on board for stimulus checks just 1 month ago. $1,200 stimulus checks just 1 month ago. And now all of a sudden it's too much money. And we're looking at cases and deaths with COVID-19 that are surpassing what we had at the start of this, when the CARES Act was signed. So, I mean, it's amazing to me how we're looking at this whole situation and we have politicians just saying, no, that's too much. Modest. He's right by saying that. A modest $1,200 stimulus check. It's not asking for too much.
What I'm proposing is what every senator has supported already. This year,
there you go.
What I'm proposing is modest compared to the scope of the need. What I'm proposing will give working folks in my state and across this country a shot here before Christmas at getting back up on their feet, getting back to work, and getting back in a position to be able to provide for themselves. These folks who are the backbone of this nation.
All right, so that was the first part of his speech, and then he came back. They're going back and forth. They're debating this argument. So he wants the up or down vote. Unfortunately, he didn't get the up or down vote. Okay, so here's the last portion of the debate. Here we go.
And I just want to say this. Nothing could be more targeted. No relief could be more important than relief for working people. Now, the senator's right. This body has spent trillions of dollars this year alone on COVID relief. We're getting ready to spend apparently another $1 trillion more. And yet, working people are told they may be last, if they get relief at all. I don't think the American people understand that. I know people in Missouri don't understand it. And I just urge members of these bodies, go home and try explaining that to the people of your state. Go ahead. Just try.
Now, that would be funny, right? You have all these politicians, when they go back home, explain why people don't deserve a stimulus check. Explain that to the American people. $1,200 stimulus check. Why is that too much now? You're giving money out to other programs, but not stimulus checks for the American people. Not that $1,200 stimulus check that you probably said that you were on board for just 1 month ago before the election. Why have you changed your mind now? So that would be an interesting conversation.
Try telling them why this body can bail out the banks. We bailed out the banks to such a tune that now they've got money left over. Now we're going to take money back because we spent so much on Wall Street and the banks in the first part of this year. That's right. In fact, now I understand that my Democrat colleagues don't want to shut down all of the bank money because who knows what we might be able to do with that in the future. Oh, they're fine. They're more than fine. They're doing great.
All right. So now he brings up a couple of points here. One of them is, yes, the Democrats do want to have that emergency money. So you remember the Federal Reserve gave back some money. Stephen Mnuchin was asking to give back money. And so the Democrats do want to have some money, some emergency money in the Federal Reserve. That way, if the economy starts going in the wrong direction, they can help boost the economy. And that's what's been going on this whole year. And so that is one of the reasons why negotiations are kind of stalled right now. They're close, but they can't seal the deal because of some language that's in this current talk when it comes to the proposal about what are they going to do with that? Or is it going to expire at the end of the year? Are they going to be able to extend it? I personally think you should extend it at least until the pandemic is over, and then it's a whole different situation there. But he also said that this money, and we have to talk about PPP money. They gave him so much money that they had to give money back. That's how crazy it is. That's how lopsided it is. They don't want to give you a $1,200 stimulus check. They'll give you $600, if that. You still have politicians saying, "Oh, they don't even need $600," but they're willing to do that. But when it comes to businesses, they're willing to give them a lot more money. So much money that they can't even spend it, so they have to send the money back. How amazing is that? And here you are fighting for a $1,200 stimulus check. I mean, it's ridiculous. I can't think of any other word to describe it.
Now, Wall Street is doing great. Big tech, they're doing great. The big multinational corporations, fantastic. Working people are living in their cars. Working people can't go to the doctor. Working people can't pay their rent. Working people can't feed their children. They should be first, Mr. President, not last. And it is no answer for this body to tell them, go get in an unemployment line. Really? That's the response? Go get in an unemployment line. Now, the working people of this country, frankly, deserve better. They deserve to be the top priority, just like they have made this country the top priority in their lives and their families. This is not the end of this fight, Mr. President. I'm here right now on this floor. Senator Sanders will be back in a matter of hours to ask again for the same measure. Again, I've been proud to partner with him on this effort, and I will keep working with whomever it takes for however long it takes until we get the working people of this country relief.
All right, so there's Josh Hawley, Senator Josh Hawley from Missouri, and he raised some really good points. And I agree with what he's saying. Stimulus checks, $1,200 stimulus checks, that's modest. They're not asking for the world here. They're just asking for a little bit more than what's being offered right now. And you have politicians that are adamantly against it at this point. And I mean, it's ridiculous. And the saddest part about it is just 1 month ago, and I know I said this 3 times already, but this is what really bothers me about politicians and saying one thing and not doing it. Before the election, some of these same politicians were for a $1,200 stimulus check. And now all of a sudden there's a different situation. They've won re-election. They're safe now for another 2 years or another 6 years if it's a senator. So now they could care less. They really could. So when it comes down to it on Sunday, we'll see how this all plays out. I'm hoping that maybe some politicians, we did see Chuck Schumer, the minority leader Chuck Schumer did come on the Senate floor while Bernie Sanders was speaking and said that, yes, he is for this $1,200 stimulus check. So we'll have to see if he can bring that back to the negotiating table, which it's probably not going to go well because we already know that there's some Senate Republicans that are just not, they don't want to go along with the $1,200 stimulus check. And if they do go with the $1,200 stimulus check, then they want to take away the enhanced unemployment. They'll probably want to take it away entirely. So we'll just have to follow it. We'll follow it on Sunday. We'll see what happens. We'll see if nothing happens, and we're going to be looking at a government shutdown on Monday, and that's going to be a whole new situation that we're going to have to deal with in a pandemic while we have a vaccine available, just distribution, all that. We already have problems with distribution. And so it's not getting any better. And that's more the reason why politicians need to come together and take care of the people. They need to take care of the people. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.